Despite what you've heard, or maybe even what you think, LA is filled with lots of great guys. It's the West Coast's sexiest city, and there are some seriously sexy guys here too. But it takes a few extra things, a few extra steps for women to get noticed, because it's also a very competitive city. So here are 4 common complaints about LA guys, and what you can do about them. Number 1, there are no good guys in LA. Well, there are. There are lots of good guys in LA. It's so easy to blame your location, men in general, and any other factor as to why you can't land and keep a good guy. But really, it might actually be your fault. Not that you're doing anything wrong, it's just that your strategy is flawed, or at least needs to be tweaked just a little bit. So think about, where are you going out to find these good guys? Are you going to bars and clubs and raging parties? Well, those good guys might not be there. That's not where they hang out. That's where maybe more players are hanging out. The good guys, they're hanging out at networking events. They're also at home, working, putting in those extra hours. So how do you find them? Well, you go to the networking events, or you go online, like check'emout.com. Number 2, LA guys are stereotypically plastic, starving artists, or they're just trust fund babies living off their parents. Okay, yeah, some of them are, but most of them aren't. There are guys in every industry in LA. There are bankers and attorneys and doctors and restaurateurs, every type of guy. It's just, again, where are you going to find these guys? There are also a lot of plastic guys, sure. LA is where everyone comes to be discovered. So you've got the models and the actors, and then the directors and producers and writers, and it's so tough. I mean, these people are leaving their lives all over the country to come to LA, dropping everything to come and make it, to stand out. That's a lot of pressure. It's pressure on themselves and probably pressure from their families. So, what are they looking for? Well, right now, they're not looking for a relationship, right? Because they're looking to hone their craft and have their craft be discovered. So, it's probably not the best time to find one of those guys. Really, there are 2 great times to find good guys. Number 1, before they've become successful or famous, and number 2, after they've become successful or famous. That middle ground, that's the hard time, because that's when the girlfriend or the woman or the chick just isn't the focus at all. She's the exhale, she's the accessory, she's the arm candy. If he is in a relationship with her, she's probably the mistress to his career. Unless you're very lucky, it's a really hard time to find a guy, especially the creative types. So, don't just think they're all plastic and starving or spoiled. There are some really good ones. You just have to know where to look. Number 3, the few good guys in LA are already taken. Well, that's not true either. There are 2 types of guys, the guy who's always single and the guy who's always taken. The guy who's always single oftentimes is focusing on his career, right? So he's single and having fun because he doesn't want to have to commit to anything else. He's so singularly focused on his career or whatever else he's focused on, and the girls are playtime. They're fun. The guy who's always taken, who's always in a relationship, he's actually not always in a relationship with the same chick. He's in a relationship and then out, and then in and then out, and then in and then out. You have to catch him when he's out, during that moment when he's looking for his next relationship. Those are the guys that you want. So where do you find them? Well, those guys often go online because it's easier for them to find a girl there, because he has the pick of the litter there, right? Because he's actually serious, he's focused, he's directed, he knows what he wants. Simultaneously, he doesn't want to have to work so hard to get it, because he already works so hard at work. When it comes to dating, he wants to be able to relax a little. He wants the woman to take the lead sometimes, because that's really sexy. Not that he's going to be lazy in the relationship, but he just doesn't want to have to spin his wheels and end up finding a girl who's not actually ready to be in a relationship. So that's why check'emout.com is the perfect place for those guys and the girls who are serious about finding a relationship, because that's where women are in charge. Women take the lead. Like, they go out and they decide which guys they want. They reel them in, and then they get to go on a date. Number 4, why do LA guys appear to be such players? That's because they can be. In addition to being a very competitive city, it's also a beautiful city. The women and the men too are beautiful. There is so much competition. And a lot of these beautiful women, they've come here to be discovered too. They're actresses and models, and they're trying to network and meet more people. And oftentimes, they're meeting those people in relationships. That's how they meet people. So they're available, and the guys know that they're available, and they can go and snatch them up. So if you want to stand out, then don't be so, well, easy. Be unlike those girls that are really trying so hard to get noticed. And the way that you do that is by playing just a little bit hard to get without playing games. Still be completely yourself. Be authentic. Be who you are. Don't be fake. Don't be putting on a show all the time. Don't be acting. Be you. And allow them to find that sexy, because they will. That authenticity, that's what's sexy. It's also taking charge. And that's why CheckHimOut.com is so great. It's reflective of the new modern society, really, of how women we're all about doing it ourselves and doing everything and taking care of ourselves and having a goal and going out and obtaining that goal, and nothing's gonna stand in our way. That also goes with dating. And that's why it's so great. So, ladies, stop complaining that there are no good guys in LA, because there are lots of good guys in LA. You just need to go out and get one of those great guys before some other chick does.